Seasoned sisters, when they talk, they take turns. The only thing they share is the tea.
Hello and welcome to Season Sisters. I'm Autumn.
I'm Summer.
And today we're going to be covering Extreme Sisters, Season 1, Episode 4, Us Two and Someone New.
Yes. Oh, maybe then someone new is also Ron finding a date for Patrix. I guess every sister does have somebody maybe new.
Every set does kind of have something new going on. Because you've
To
got
be fair,
John.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Go
It just sounds weird. This is the third time. So
yeah, we keep having issues. So sorry.
We talked about some things. We're going back. Okay. All right. So Jessica hits rock bottom with her sister Christina. Anna and Lucy get some bad news, and Ron finds Patrix a date.
Yeah. So, like every episode of Extreme Sisters, I've just broken down everything that happens with each group of sisters, starting with Patrix and Patrica, because I felt like they were tied with Jessica and Christina for the most boring shit.
Yeah, I don't even know. Was Christina even in this episode?
Nope, just Jess.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I don't even know if she was in here.
No. But we just see Patrix and Patrica literally have like one scene. They're just wrapping each other in saran wrap, and then we find out that they have like those at-home sauna things where they just sit across from each other and stare at each other, I guess, which is fine. You do you. We find out that Patrix hasn't put a deposit down on the apartment in Orlando because Patrica wasn't ready. And then clearly Patrix is still very upset with the move to Orlando getting stalled. I do not understand why Patrica just isn't being honest.
Yeah, she did confess that she just doesn't talk to anybody. Like she just changes.
She literally says that depending on whether she's talking to Ron or Patrix, she goes along with whatever they say because she's not confrontational.
Yeah, which is why this isn't working.
Right, but also your husband should be first. Your husband doesn't want to move to Orlando. So who's more important to you? Your family with your boys and your husband, or your sister who wants to move to Orlando? Just let her. I do not understand. If you want to go to Orlando this bad, just go.
Yeah, just go. Why wouldn't you just go? Like,
I have no idea.
Go. Like get established, and then I'll be down in a couple of years.
Yeah, and like if she doesn't have a job, she can come visit like every few months.
Yeah, like it would be great.
No big deal. No big deal. But then we find out that Ron is still trying to hook Patrix up with someone, and we find out that there is this guy named Hojo that they met a couple years ago that is, I think, Ron's friend, and they apparently had like a spark or something the night they met, and he's now single, and Patrix did seem excited by it.
Yeah, she did. And they showed that picture of them together, like cropped, and they do make a cute couple. So I was like, yeah, I can see that. I really hope that he shows up and is like, oh my God, I've always wanted to move to Orlando too. Let's go.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find on because they have a shared Instagram, and I didn't try for very long. So I was trying to see if they got together, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
She agrees to go on a date as long as Ron and Patrica go with her, which I think is just, I mean, I guess it's fine, but also like some of these people really need some distance.
Yeah, it seems, I thought at first it was a little codependent, but as a single woman going on a date with someone you don't know well, I could also see being like, no, a group date seems more like, you know, if
and
there's
he is
dead
Ron's
space,
friend, so it would make and maybe she's thinking that this needs to be a person who gets along with her current family, so it makes sense to group date. So
yeah, I mean, because I was just thinking from a safety standpoint, but yeah, I mean, dead silent conversations, and Ron can talk him up, and then she can see how he interacts with his friend and her sister. So yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to this. I guess there are worse ideas.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, but I kind of don't think this works out.
I feel like it probably doesn't, because this was awful quick.
So. Well, we'll see. So, yeah. And then the next most boring was Jessica and Christina, where Christina's not even in this. Literally,
it's just one sister throwing a fit.
It's just one sister, and we meet their childhood bestie, Kayla. So Jess is just playing with her crystals on her bed and talking about how her relationship with her sister is not good right now. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, because you're crazy.
And then Kayla says that they argue more than other sisters because they are together all the time. So,
yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like it'd be weird. I mean, and I don't know. I've never been friends with a twin, but I feel like it would be awkward. Or not awkward, but just kind of weird to be friends with twins who want to be so inseparable, because you would always feel kind of third wheely. You know? Like,
yeah. I don't
or
even
do you
think
just
it has
hang
to
out
be
with
twins,
one
but
and the
like
other?
if you're hanging out with like sisters and then you're the odd person out the entire time.
Yeah.
You know, it would be weird. I've never had friends who were sisters. So
I haven't either. But
no.
It just seems like this girl either has a huge friend group by herself and she's just, these are just, oh yeah, go talk to them. Or like, how often would they even need her?
I don't know, because they haven't mentioned her. But then Jess starts like basically giving the tea to Kayla about the move-in and stuff and how she thinks Christina and John just aren't right for each other. And then Kayla points out that like the more you're pushing her away from him, the closer she's going to get. So what you're doing is not helping.
100%.
Which I agree with her completely. And then Jess basically just starts crying because she says that they feel so separate and she just wants her sister back. And then she says a few times that she knew the real Christina before John came along.
But people can change. And, you know, it's kind of like that friend. I know you've talked about, I can't remember which podcast that we talked about the fact that you had a friend at your wedding show up with a Dr. Pepper, even though you'd stopped drinking years before.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But
that's the version of me that she knew the best. And so it was appreciated. I didn't drink it, but that's what she knew of me.
It seems like that's what Jessica's doing also. Like, she refuses to let Christina grow up.
Yeah. But I also get where she's coming from, because it's not just your sister is dating a person. Your sister is dating a person who's 13 years younger than you. Your sister has 2 children and a recent divorce. Your sister is hiding her career from this man and now is already living with him. I mean, I totally understand where Jess is feeling protective, because she's on the outside looking into this relationship that they're not giving her a view into.
Yeah,
feeling like something bad is happening probably to her sister.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like this just goes back. We need to communicate with our sister about stuff.
I think that Christina is getting off on being separated from Jess. And I also think that she's downloaded all of her bitching and moaning about her sister to John. And I don't think, no offense to young people, I don't think you're all like this, but after hearing John in the last episode, I don't think he has the maturity to realize that when your partner is venting to you, you don't need to hold that. Yeah, they're just venting about the person that they love. They still love that person and you don't need to be involved.
Yeah, they just need some time. Just let them get it out and get over it. Like, she doesn't really hate her sister. She's just at the moment hates her sister.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. You don't need to have a beef with my sister because I'm pissed off at my sister.
Yep.
That's not your job.
All the time. Just go with it.
In real life? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It does. So, and then we go to, I don't know how long this episode's going to be. We're going to have to start talking more. Because we're at 8 minutes and we're already on the third set of sisters, because really nothing happened.
But they get more extreme as we go. So
they do get more extreme.
Yeah.
They do. So we go to Brianna and Brittany, and they're heading
the
obviously
Oklahoma sisters.
No, that's Brooke and Baylee. This is the identicals.
Oh yeah, this was weird.
This was weird. So of course they're going to a doctor's appointment because I don't know which one of them it is. One of them's pregnant.
No. They're
identical. Like she apparently got pregnant. I don't know how old their baby is. Like a couple months old, like 3 months old maybe?
I guess so. Like, he looks little.
Yeah, but this was the anatomy scan. And I thought you could do an anatomy scan fairly early nowadays. Can you not?
Yeah, but isn't this the sister who had the miscarriage?
They both did.
Oh, they both. I thought only one did. I
Yeah, no,
thought
they
one.
said that they both got pregnant within 3 weeks of each other when they first got married and both suffered miscarriages. So they said that they both feel like, because they said that they could feel each other's cramping as they were both miscarrying. And so they said that they both feel like they've suffered 2 miscarriages.
That's a lot. That's heavy.
Yeah, so they both miscarried within a few weeks of each other. I don't know. Apparently it's 18 to 22 weeks. I don't know.
How long is
It seems
that?
important. Is that when you figure out the gender? I'm Googling.
She's Googling. I don't know. I thought this whole thing was weird. Like, I get taking your sister and your husband, and then if your sister's going and you're married to twins, that means that your brother-in-law has to go. But to be honest, the only one that I feel like she wouldn't need there was your brother-in-law. Not to be rude. It's like,
Yeah.
this is my sister and this is my husband. Why do I need my brother-in-law? But I guess
Yeah,
because
I don't get that at all. But they also keep saying, like, but we're all the parents. No, you're not. You're not all the
yeah,
parents. This is
no,
weird.
you're
And I was
not.
literally, before they went in for the scan, I was like, please let this baby be a girl to just save these kids from being
Right?
forced to pretend to be twins their entire life.
We're twins. It's like, but you're not.
But you're
I
not
hope
twins.
I don't even hope that. I just hope that like this new one is born right after the cutoff for school, so they're a year apart.
That would be beautiful. Yeah, I would hope for that too. Because I mean, they're going to need something, or these people are, because they said, okay, so first off, their whole drama is that there's a new COVID rule and only one person is allowed back with a pregnant person.
Yeah.
So they're sitting in there actually debating this. Like, who's going to come back for my scan with me while the father of the child is sitting right there?
Yeah, it's like, I don't understand why this is up for debate. It's like,
No, I
one
don't
person
either.
goes back with me, then it will be my husband whose baby this is.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
I
no.
don't, and then she does the whole political nicety of, well, I really want all of you there. It's like, you want your brother-in-law back there as an option? That seems so weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't get it at all. And then she's basically like, well, I want all of you back there, or Jeremy and her sister back there. And she was like, so I guess you guys can flip for it. And then Jeremy's like, well, just go ahead and take your sister back, because I like, that's fine. What?
Which makes me think that he's more codependent on his brother than she is her sister.
I don't know, or he just knew that it would cause a problem or something if.
But then
I don't know.
I don't understand why this was an option. I really don't. Because I feel like even as a sister, I'd be like, okay, well then I'll sit out here. Like, this is dumb. Why would you not take
Your
the
husband?
father of your baby?
Yeah. I don't know
So
why, because
weird.
this was a big appointment. Like,
Yeah.
I looked it up and it said something that anatomy scans take a while. Like, I don't know. They look at everything, don't they?
And the only reason I can understand why they let the sister go is because maybe they didn't want to go anyway. So they were like, oh, well, I didn't want to come anyway. So go
I
with
don't
your
think
sister.
I don't think so. I think
I hope
that
that's not
this
it.
was weird. Or we've already done this scan and this was just planned. So he's like, yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
go ahead and find out the gender with your sister. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
It was weird. But then I don't know how close we are to going, but when they get in the room, they have the whole where's the heartbeat? And it's like, oh my God. And you're with your sister, not the father of your baby, doing this?
Oh, I didn't even notice. Was there drummed up drama about the heartbeat?
Yeah, they couldn't find the heartbeat, and that's when they told us about the miscarriage.
Oh, I bet that was just all for drama.
But they were like, they couldn't find the heartbeat, and they were like messing with it, and I was like, oh my God, what if she's lost the baby and you're in here now with your sister? Which, not to say your sister can't comfort you, but you're gonna have to go out and tell the father of your child, hey, another one bites the dust. Sorry.
Oh my God.
But I mean, this is why this was so dumb. But yeah, they find the heartbeat and they're all like, it's the most beautiful sound ever. It's like, and maybe it was just drummed up drama, but I was like, this is why you should have had the dad here.
Yeah, I don't know why Jeremy didn't go back. I thought that was odd. I also think it's really
so
weird. And I'll say it and I'll say it again. Why are you all dressed alike?
Yeah, I don't. These people are, at least these people don't think they're all the same person. Like, these people all seem like they're individuals, but they're individuals in a pod.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
seem like individuals. They seem like the most mature group of siblings we have.
Yes.
Who do this. So
because they're not the same. They're
no.
two peas in the same pod, but they're not. We're one and the same.
But so they go for the anatomy thing, and then they start talking about like, well, I hope it's a boy so we can start immediately dressing the boys alike.
Oh my god.
And we can restore our twiniverse or whatever. And I was just like, oh my god, I hope this is a girl. Just
That's
for the kid's sake. Oh my god.
How do you dress because when babies start growing, they grow fast. Like, how do you dress a 1-year-old and I don't know. I guess Amy does it, so I guess it'll be fine.
She does, yeah.
If Amy can make the boys
Glages
look the same,
are always dressed alike.
Yeah, if she can make them look the same, I guess this won't be hard to do. But I'm like, how do you do that? Those are at different levels.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who buys Nikes for a baby who's not going to run?
People.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Seems
and then we find out that it is a little boy. And then they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, now everything's right in our twiniverse. And I'm like, this poor kid. I really hope that these kids rebel hard against this.
I hope this kid comes out with maybe just a redhead, something falls off the family tree. And it's like, this kid's a ginger. And so ginger that you have to sunscreen them up to go outside at night.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Something. I just feel like they need
it could just be personality, but yeah, just something. No. I hope that these kids, when they are old enough to pick out their own clothes, are like, absolutely not. I'm not going to school dressed like my cousin. It's not happening. I hope
one's a prep and one's a goth. And it's like, no.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was hoping for one of them just to like Kyle pierced, I think gauged and pierced his ears in the bathroom at his dad's house when he was a teenager. So
yeah,
do that.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that when the baby's born, he doesn't look anything like them. It's like something fell off the family. Mom's sisters don't look anything like mom. Some of them.
That something is not at all true.
Yeah, it is. I don't think our aunt looks
Mom's
like
sisters
our mom.
Looks exactly like both of her biological sisters.
I don't think so.
They literally do. If you took the hair off of them, of them and you just isolated their faces, they have the exact same. All three of them have the same face.
Yeah, but if you just did if you do the hair, one of them has much different coloration, and if you just glance, I think you would be like, "Oh, okay." So
yeah, but mom gets confused for that one all the time.
Yeah, that would have to be annoying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just hope their personalities are different, or these parents realize that this is dumb eventually.
I hope this kid looks completely different. Not saying that I hope she had an affair, but I'm just saying I hope this kid looks completely different.
I agree with you. I hope something shook out of the family tree to make this kid look different so they can't pretend like these are twins, because they are not twins.
Yeah, like I said, I think a redhead would go really nicely. So that way when they're together, it's like they're not twins. Clearly, they don't look anything alike.
I agree with you. I hope that does happen, but we'll see. I don't know if we actually see. I've never watched this show before.
I don't know.
No
maybe.
Clue.
We'll see.
Or
maybe they're wrong about the gender, and it's like, no,
I hope
just kidding,
so.
It was a girl.
The second they were scanning, I was like, oh, there's a penis. Dang it. That's a boy.
I don't know how you can tell. I can look at those things and be like, is that the head, or is that your gallbladder?
Legs.
I can't see. I've never been able to see anything on those. The only one I've ever been able to see is our nephew, I think, when they sent us that one the first time. There was a headshot and it looked like a skull, and I was like, oh, well, that's what that is.
Oh, you can't tell?
No, I'm not good at telling. I think, when our nephew was born and they sent us that one, there's one of just him straight looking right at the camera. It's just
oh,
skull.
Was it one of the 3D ones or one of the just regular ultrasound ones?
It was one of the regular ones that they sent us when Jacob sent us our money. And Yeah.
We had an ongoing bet that whoever had a baby first had to pay everyone else $10. So
yep.
that's what that's about.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that seems.
we've only got it once, even though Jacob's been the only one who procreated.
I know. He didn't pay me for either of my nieces. I think that's ridiculous.
So technically, I think he owes us $20 each.
He owes me $20.
Yeah, $20, Jacob. I know you listen. $20.
Pay up.
Pay up. But yeah, no, that's the only one I've ever been able to, like, that's a baby. Because, yeah, I'm always like, oh, you're having gallbladder surgery. Oh. And they're like, no, it's a baby.
That's
I'm
crazy
like,
because I can always, like,
no.
I mean, you can tell what's happening if you look at it.
No, I guess I've never looked hard enough to want to know. So I'm just like, yeah, okay.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense for your personality.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't care.
Whatever. I'll see it when it comes out.
It's kind of like going through someone's like photo album that you're not in, and it's just like I don't care. I don't need to see these photos.
I feel like that's more fun. The thing I don't like going through with photo albums is other people's extended family. Like, you know, this was mom's great aunt. It's like okay.
See, this is why I don't have friends. This is why I don't have friends at all, because the thought of having to figure out someone's like, here's all my childhood trauma. Here's all my family that you now have to memorize and all that stuff. No, thank you. And also, like, I look at y'all's vacation photos and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that. But a cousin going through and showing me their vacation photos, I would be like, I do not give a shit about this. I do not care.
But I think you're good at, like, so at the funeral Friday, our cousin who you like was showing pictures of the new baby.
Oh, that's different.
But you're like, oh, okay. I've never even met that one. I don't think in person. I think I've only
she was
ever
at the last funeral.
The funeral before this one?
Yes.
I don't guess
she's adorable. Her. She looks just like her mom.
She does. I think she looks exactly like her mom.
She does.
But yeah, I don't know.
But baby photos are different. Like going through photos of like, here's a picture of my kids and they just went to school and all that stuff. That I'm cool with that. But if they're like, here's me and my husband on a cruise to Mexico, I would be like, you got 5 pictures you can show me before I completely disengage from this.
Before I am done.
I'm done. Like the last funeral that I went to, our baby cousin was showing me just photo after photo of his cat. And I ended up just walking away. Because I was
you did. I remember that. You were
I can't look at any more photos. I love you. I'm excited about your cat. I can't look at any more fucking pictures of this cat. Also, I've gone through all of my niceties.
Yeah. Also, I feel like the funerals are always weird anyway with our family because it's our mom's family, so we're huge. And they always put us in the room and we don't all fit. And then everyone's trying not to cry. And it's the only time we all get together. So it's like, hey, this is really sad. But also, I bought a boat. Or,
I love that.
I got a new job.
I don't think it's awkward at all. That's like my favorite part is the just being together, just us.
Yeah.
With none of those, people who are outside the family talking to you. Like what I hate is after the funeral where it's like, okay, now we're just standing in a hallway where everyone can get at us and then we never get back together again.
I don't know why. I guess that's what the dinners are for. Like I didn't go to the dinner on Friday for that family member's funeral because I just couldn't do that. I was like, I barely kept it together at that funeral anyway. But yeah, I guess that's what dinners are for, is for all of us to get back together. But you're right. We always end up in that same hallway, just watching people we don't know walk by and being like, hey.
I mean, honestly, like as sad as it is now that we're older, the only time we get to see everyone is at funerals.
Yeah.
How the hell did we get on this? What were we talking about?
Photos.
Anatomy scans.
And baby shower. Well, we just had a baby shower on Sunday for another cousin.
I don't agree with that because that is their 4th fucking kid.
See,
No.
I didn't realize that we had been here for. I thought this was only our 2nd one for this family. But yeah, I don't know. I don't do baby showers
like if
anyway.
It's diapers and stuff, that's fine. I don't care about that. But like I feel like, and their babies are not old. Like all of their kids are really close in age. So I'm just like,
yeah,
you
and
get like a diaper party. You don't get, and honestly, at what point do people just go, I don't care anymore. You're having another baby.
Yeah, and I think the new one's a boy too. So they just had a boy. So it's like
they should have all of the accoutrement
you have everything
for a boy.
You have everything for a boy.
And if they don't, then that's on them. So
yeah, don't get rid of your stuff. And as for the friends knowing everything, it's just, I don't know. Like, I think I don't know. I don't want to blame my dyslexia, but Missy's better at knowing my family than I am hers. Like, I know some people, but I don't know. Maybe she's just better at faking it.
Maybe.
But that's just, but we've also been together so long that it's like families just kind of blend. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I have no desire to. I like that the people that I hang out with know everything about me already. And I don't need anything else right now. Not interested.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Misty and I are different because we grew up together. So our traumas are kind of
linked.
Yeah. We've already had all of our trauma together. So
well, it's like, knock on wood. That's probably not true. You definitely have more trauma in your life coming.
Oh, geez, what do you do? Is that a
threat?
I mean,
it's just life. That's what life is.
Oh, I thought that was a threat. I was like, please stop.
No, it's not a threat.
You definitely have more trauma coming. I'm on my way. Blowing up the house. No, it's different, I guess, because you don't have to go over all the trauma because most of it you're already there for. I guess it's the same as siblings.
I know. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I have no desire to download someone else like, here's all my religious trauma and here's all the things that happened to me and like all that stuff. This is why I am the way I am. It's nice just to talk to people who already know that.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't have any friends and I just have siblings.
That checks out.
Kyle's the last person I got to know and I'm done.
And done. She's not getting to know nobody else.
So the next group is Brooke and Baylee, the sisters from Oklahoma City.
Okay. I get these confused with the other ones, I guess.
Well, because there's two sets that are BBs. So
that's probably it.
Baylee is moving out, thank God. Finally. Denver seems really excited, but Baylee blames Denver for her needing to move out. Yes, because he literally established a boundary and you continued to trample it and act like that was impossible. So, yeah you need to get out.
He wasn't unreasonable to be like, I don't want to step over your sister's dirty underwear or have her sneak into bed with us. And it was like, well, I can't do that. It's like, okay, well, then move out.
Yeah, so, like it wasn't a crazy thing to want. And then Denver says something like, well, I'll miss Baylee. She's family, but I won't miss her crawling into bed with me. And then Brooke is all like, well, I disagree with that. And it's like, which part do you disagree with?
Yeah, because
what are we disagreeing with?
Do you disagree that your husband isn't going to miss her crawling into bed? Because if so, y'all have other issues you need to work on.
Yeah.
Because if he misses that's kind of creepy.
And then like we find out that she's moving 10 minutes away.
Yeah, they're moving back into mom's house. Also, Denver's really sweet when she moves out and says, hey, are you going to be okay? Because, you can always come back. Which I thought was big of him to be like, I know I needed you to go, but I still love you. And you're still my sister. And I still want you to be part of our lives. I just don't want you in my bed.
Yeah.
I thought it was very sweet of him to reach out to her like that. And it seemed I can't think of the right word. Unsolicited. He just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Denver. Honestly, I don't like Baylee. I don't think she annoys me more than both of that's the point of the show. Both of the sisters annoy me, honestly.
Yeah, there was a lot with them that I was like, I don't know why y'all are freaking out about this, but we're getting to moving into moms.
No, and so they literally drive 10 minutes, and I don't even know why Brooke goes with her because it looked like Baylee had 2 laundry baskets.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's like, oh, I need to move my bed frame and all this. And she's also pregnant. So how could she? I mean, you would think if she had heavy stuff, it would be Denver and her moving. So
yeah, she had nothing. She literally put 2 laundry baskets in the back of her car, and then she drove her and Brooke over to mom's house. So how is Brooke getting home?
Yeah, I don't get any of this. I really don't.
I don't get it. This is why this was all fake in my mind, because they get there and they can't get in the front door conveniently. So, and they're like, we can always get into our parents' house. And then they walk into the backyard and the parents are naked in the hot tub.
Which, by the way, we can't always get into our parents' house either because our parents lock the screen door sometimes, and
Yes,
we cannot get it. But I also know better than to try to get in if something's locked. Like, we all know that. Because
but this is why I think that this is fake, because the mom acted like, "Oh, are you moving back in?" It's like you had to have had a conversation. There's no way that you didn't know. This was fake.
I don't think it was fake because I feel
you
like
think that the mom would literally just be okay. I think that if the mom was legitimately butt naked in the hot tub, she would have been far more furious that an entire camera crew and her daughters just walked in rather than continue to sit in the hot tub eating grapes with her husband.
I think she knew the camera crew and that she was moving back in. I don't think she knew time, because to me this seemed very much like, no, I didn't think you were coming right now. I thought we still had 30 minutes to an hour to finish what we were doing. And instead y'all are just busting into my house. But
no,
I don't know. I just don't understand. It's like, because then the girls freak out because their parents are naked, and it's like, it's their house. Like, you're lucky you didn't come over and hear something even more horrifying.
This is why I think that this is fake, because I feel like if I were naked in a hot tub and someone just walked around the side of my house with a camera crew, I feel like my reaction would be way more than, "It's Naked Thursday." My reaction would be like, "Oh my God, get the fuck out of my yard." Like, I'm butt naked.
I don't think mom and dad would freak out about us showing up in the backyard if they were naked in the pool.
With a camera crew.
With a camera crew, maybe, but I feel like they would just swim to the side of the deck and be like, "You need to leave," or go in the house.
I 100% think this was fake, because I feel like the camera crew would have left if the mom was legitimately naked. I think that she wasn't naked. I think she had a swimsuit on.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do you think the girls asked her if she was naked and she just went with it and was like, "Yeah, sure"?
I think this whole thing was staged. I think not being able to get in the house was staged. I think them being in the hot tub in the backyard was staged. I think this entire interaction was staged.
I do think it's odd, and I don't have one of those keypad locks, but they said the keypad's not working. It always works. You can't change those randomly, can you? Or like put a hold on them? Oh, you can? Okay, so you can be like,
you can change the code. It just like takes a few minutes or a couple, like,
yeah, but can you like just lock it? Can you lock it out and be like, no one's coming in?
And if you watch the girls, they were both putting in different numbers. Well, and this is why I think it's fake, because I do not think that if this were real, TLC would have recorded her mom's code on the door.
Oh, did they show the keypad? I guess
yes, they were showing them pushing in all the buttons.
And I'm just
like, see, I don't think that this is real at all. I really don't. But it's Naked Thursdays, supposedly.
Maybe mom's just super confident and was like, "Hey, I'm going to be naked." And they were like, "Okay, let's do this."
You can believe that if that's what you want. I think that this was just all staged. Maybe mom was actually naked, but I don't think so.
Well, I'm naive, so I'm just going to believe she was. I'm going to believe she was.
And then they go to like what appears to be a guest room, but I guess used to be Baylee's room. And the girls are like, "What has she been doing in here?" And because mom has been moving her stuff around because it's her house. And they're just like, were you turning this into a guest room? And she was like, "I was planning on it. But if you're moving in, then no, clearly."
See, but that to me seemed real too, because it was like, I thought you were out and that I had my house back, because I don't know. I mean, our parents got us out as soon as they could. It was like, "Oh, you're out? Okay, your room's done." Like, none of us have a room at mom and dad's. But, like, my husband still has a room at his parents' house. So I guess it just depends on the parent. Like, dad still has a room at his parents' house.
I know. Yeah. I find
so
that.
I guess it depends on the parent.
Since that didn't happen to me, I find that odd.
Yeah. Like, we literally, I think the first Mother's Day after we all got married, we came down and painted our bedroom. Didn't we? Is when mom turned our room into a sewing room, and then Jacob's room has just been a whatever room.
Well, you moved out of our room, and because you moved out and her first husband was a truck driver, and so before you even got back on your first visit, I had completely redone the room.
Yep.
Because our room when we were together was full, like, white little bitty flower wallpaper.
Yeah.
And pink carpet.
Yeah, it has pink on top with the flowers on the bottom because that's what our aunt had in her bedroom.
Yeah, that's oh my God, that is what it was. Yeah, and
Yep.
so by the time you came home, it was green.
Yeah.
Green and olive, like completely unrecognizable because it was just
because
my
our grandma, I went and we were picking out paper and wallpaper for my room, and grandma said, well, you could have a room just like your aunt. And I remember being like, oh, okay, well, then I need a room like my aunt's. So I chose the pink, the white with the pink, because I can't remember what color I was picking out instead. But when I talked to grandma, I switched to the pink. And then I got a mint green comforter with the pink flowers. And that was my like, this is the color I really wanted. But I want a room like my aunt.
You left and I just completely themed it. Like I had I had a great childhood bedroom after you left.
Yeah, as soon as I moved out.
That room was lit.
Yeah, no, it was. And I don't understand parents who keep their bedrooms for their kids forever, but that's because our parents never did that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Then the mom says that she's excited for Baylee to be home because she gets to know what's going on in both of her daughters' lives when Bailey's home, because Bailey's there telling her about her life, and then she can hear what's going on in Brooke's life. And then Brooke seems like kind of offended that her mom gets information from Baylee about her, which I mean, like, I guess I could get it if you didn't like your mom, but I really don't care if mom knows stuff about me because nothing's going on in my life anyway. So
I feel like this seemed awkward.
Yeah, it did seem awkward. It did seem awkward.
It just, I like, stop eavesdropping. It's like, okay. I mean, and I get that because there are things that you tell your sister that you don't want to come back to parents. And there are things that you're like, why does mom know that? How does mom know that? So maybe
if you don't want mom and dad to know stuff, you have to tell me.
That doesn't work.
It does 70% of the time.
Okay.
I kept that one secret for a really long time, so I think that's
the one you always go back to. You're like, I did
keep that for a long time. I have other secrets too that I'm still holding. So do I?
Fun. Do you?
I don't know. But you don't have any of my secrets because I ain't got none.
Yeah, I think you're smarter than me about that. Or like you said, you just are too honest because
I feel like I'm too honest, and I'm also very boring. So
I don't think you're boring.
Nothing is happening in my life.
You're just smart enough to not have to hide things. I feel like I'm always like, oh, I don't want anyone to know this.
I think that if you stop worrying about whether or not mom and dad will approve of your decisions, then you don't have any secrets anymore because you don't give a shit. You're just like, that's what I did. True.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So
that's never going to happen for me, but yeah.
I feel like that's my thing. Like, I don't know. I'm an adult and I make my decisions. And if they're stupid, then I will learn the lesson. And that's
my bills are paid.
My bills are paid. I pay my bills. So anyway, but then the mom pretty much, because Brooke is like still sitting there upset that Bailey's moving out. And the mom is like, you need to calm down. And basically you need to allow Denver to be the person who is there for you.
Yeah.
And then Bailey's like offended by that because she's like, Baylee doesn't need to replace Denver because Denver's there. So you need to depend on your husband.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they're having all of these conversations. It's so stupid to me.
I don't understand either because I think mom is being so reasonable. She's like, I understand that in the beginning with, what's their baby's name? Ace, I think.
Ace, yeah.
Yeah, with Ace, it was harder. So you needed your sister more. But you are a married woman who is married to a good man now who's stepping up. Yeah. So you need to stop and let him do this.
Yeah.
And then they both are like shooketh.
They're just completely like appalled that Baylee needs to back the fuck up. And then Baylee sings to the baby, I don't care.
I thought that was kind of sweet. The mom says that's the tune that her mom sang or hummed all the time.
Yeah, but then Bailey's like, I know it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And I was like, oh my God.
But I think that's just something that happens because, like, clearly mom was reminiscing about, oh my God, that's my mom's sound. And now you're doing it. And I love that.
Yeah.
And, you just get old and you talk about the same stuff over and over and over again. And the girls are probably like, oh my God, yeah, we get it, mom. Grandma died. Get over it.
So the next part of what they're doing is they're having a baby shower for Brooke. And then, so they get in, the whole family is wearing black. The whole family. I think it must have been on theme, but like every single person, everyone in attendance was wearing black.
I wonder if it's one of those like sneaky family photo things. Like, mom was like,
maybe that could be it.
Everyone wear black because we're doing a picture.
Maybe that would make more sense. And then Baylee is sitting, like there's two dining chairs set up at the front of the room, like by the fireplace. Yeah. And Baylee is sitting next to Brooke on one of those chairs. It's clearly for the gifts. Like that's what those chairs are for. And then Denver comes up and is like, hey, you're actually like, I'm supposed to sit there because it's our baby shower.
Husband.
And then Baylee throws like a whole passive aggressive, like, oh, well, I didn't know we had assigned seats. Heaven forbid I sit here. And it's just like, it's not your baby shower, bro. It's not that.
Yeah. That
weird.
was, I think she's just being real weird this episode and very like. She was. I think it's like she's acting like her sister chose her husband over her, which is what she should have done. But that it's his fault. And it's like,
yeah.
Do you really want it to go back to the way it was when your sister was struggling and didn't have anyone other than you? Like, shouldn't you just be like, oh, this is so great. Now I can just be an aunt.
Yeah, I think that this shows her age, honestly, that she's very young.
She is young.
And yeah, she clearly doesn't understand. And I hope, like, because she ends up marrying, I don't know what the frick her boyfriend's name is, Seattle. They had weird names.
Yeah.
But like, once they get married, I hope she understands more what you put Denver through.
Yeah, hopefully. I doubt
you shouldn't have done the things you did. But anyway, then they the mom keeps looking at Baylee like, what the fuck are you doing? Which I appreciate it because I think their mom is very level-headed.
Yeah, so, I think mom knows that this is very weird and very odd, and she thinks it's weird too. She's like, this is not normal. Yeah. And I know y'all want to do this show, but I didn't raise you to be like this, and we're not doing this. Like,
then how much of this is fake? Any of it? Or do you think?
I think the little sister, which one is it? Baylee is the little one. I think she is obsessive about her sister, but she probably doesn't. Maybe she doesn't have any friends. Maybe this is her only person. So for her, it's been her sister is her life with her niece, and
she's
having
got
somebody
her, like,
jump
boyfriend, Brazil or Argentina. Seen him once. What is his name?
I can't remember. Is it Dallas or something?
It was something like that. I feel like it was a city. I feel like it was a city or something.
It's probably not. His name is Andy, and we're like, oh, okay, well, we're dumb.
I'm gonna look and see if I can find his name.
No, I don't think little sister has any outlets. Like, I think this is all she has.
Nope.
And she's very upset.
I kept calling him boyfriend, so I don't know his name either.
Boyfriend.
Oh, Briar. Briar is his name. Briar. But yeah, I think that she needs a reality check. But Baylee gifts them a onesie that says Messer on it. Messer, Messer.
I thought that was their last name, honestly.
That's what I was thinking. But apparently, Baylee, so Denver's basically like, I vetoed that name. I said no. Like, this is not his name. We're not doing that. And then Baylee's like, that name was here before Denver came around. That means it's null and void. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I know that our brother's kids, their first two kids, like, our sister-in-law had picked out their adorable names and they went with them. But like, that's just not how it works. You have another person who you have to agree with.
Whose input you should take because they're involved
over your sister. And like, they apparently like Dosh. Oh my gosh. And also they said Josh Duhamel, right?
Yeah.
And I've always said Duhamel. That's how I've always pronounced his name. I don't either, but I recognize his name because they were like, oh my gosh, I love Josh Duhamel. And I was like, Duhamel? And then I looked it up and it's Duhamel. That's how you say it. I didn't know that.
What was the movie that they're obsessed with?
I don't remember what movie they were obsessed with.
But that's
some
where they got
old
the name
movie.
from. Yeah.
Yeah, that they're obsessed with. Life as We Know It from 2010. So it's not even that old.
Oh my gosh, so old.
Yeah. So that's the movie that, and his name is Eric Messer, which is a fucking last name.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would want to name a kid. I mean, I don't know. My kids are named really interesting, weird names. So I get it. But I also, if literally the dad's like, that's not what we're naming my kid,
Your
then
kids are
why would
also
you do that?
cats, though. They're not going to enroll in
Yeah,
anything.
that's true.
So,
That's true.
yeah.
But
If he says no, then it's a no. And I don't get why the family, then the family was like, what does Messer mean? I'm like, are you stupid?
yeah.
It's literally it's a messy person. It's a mess. Duh.
Yeah.
It's not complicated.
Yeah, I don't. And didn't like their sister-in-law or something say it's like, well, I'm a teacher and most kids live up to their names.
Yeah.
So for
That's
me,
what she
Messer
said.
would be like,
So I don't know why you would want to like name it, like mess around and find out. Like, why would you want to name a
would
kid
they be kind of
Messer?
like having a kid named Anxiety? This is my daughter, Anxiety.
Right? Yeah, I mean, like if you did that, love it. Love
Actually,
it.
I think I would name a dog if I did that. I'd name her Anxie.
Anxie. Yeah. I don't think it's. I mean, I've heard Messer as a last name, so I was thinking that they were like Teen Mom fans or whatever, because I think one of the Teen Moms' last name is Messer. But I don't know. But if he says no, in my opinion, it's null and void.
I don't understand why we're doing this in front of the family. Why we're arguing about it in front of the family.
I don't either. Because Denver's offended, and I don't blame him for being offended if he said no and now you're doing this. So, yeah. But then the mom is basically sitting there reminding Baylee that this is not your baby. It is Denver's baby.
Yeah.
And he deserves a chance to be the one who's there for your sister.
It made it a very awkward baby shower.
It was a very awkward baby shower, but also I think it was mostly because Baylee was being a little bitch.
Yeah.
Honestly.
She was very immature this episode.
Very. Like way more immature than we've seen in the other episodes. And that is with her getting into bed with them at night.
Yeah. This is a lot. If she was a 12-year-old, I would be like, well, that's what babies do. That's what 12-year-olds do.
This is exactly like 13-year-old like energy is what I was. Yeah. So our last group of sisters, Anna and Lucy, they're on their way with their, like, honestly, they looked pretty good. Their boobs were like, they were wearing like pink blazers with their boobies out.
With sheer sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah. They looked hot. And they're on their way to their fertility doctor to talk to him about getting pregnant simultaneously.
So dumb.
We find out that the girls are 35, and then they reveal to the doctor that they share a partner and that they want to get pregnant literally right together. And then the doctor says, like, he's shocked. He says it's not a regular thing. And then they start asking him, like, well, do we need Ben to jizz in her and then 10 minutes later jizz in me? And then that'll do it. And then one of them says, like, well, do we just need to give him a hand job into a turkey? We is what she said. We, not I. We together hand job him and put it in a turkey baster and then shove it up ourselves. And the doctor was like, it could work. And then he admits in like his little aside interview that he was super uncomfortable with all of their questions.
They were being
because they were like, so graphic.
I understand that they have, and I don't think if this was just a gynecologist, I think these are normal questions. Like, to be like, hey, what are our chances? Will this work? But they came in at it so psycho. Like, we have to get pregnant at the exact same time. It's like, even if by a miracle y'all got pregnant at the same time, that does not mean that you will give birth at the same time unless you schedule C-sections. So
no, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean
and
you'll have
also,
two
like,
boys or two girls. Like, it's
correct. And
so
then,
many
like, what if
questions.
something happens to one of the pregnancies? Then would the other sister get an abortion? Or, you know, like, I just have so many questions because pregnancy is not something that you can control like this.
And that's kind of what he told them too. He was like, your chances of getting pregnant, what was it, like 35%?
Yeah, he said that your chance, like a regular woman, like a woman who's fertile, her chances are 15 to 25%, I think is what he said, every cycle. And so, but if you want to get pregnant at the same time, it makes it a 1 in 36% chance that you would both be able to conceive in the same cycle.
Yeah.
So he was like, so the odds are really low naturally. And then the girls were honestly like completely shocked. I don't know if they know. I assume that they know. I don't know. I feel like every country is better than ours. So like, I'm assuming that Australia has a pretty good like program or whatever during school to talk about the birds and the bees, but they seem like they didn't, like they just thought you could just turn on being pregnant basically.
Yeah, but I think it's just because for them the control has, because they even, one of them said it's like, but we control everything. It's like, but you can't control this. Like this is just the tooth thing in a more extreme level.
Yeah.
Like you will not get pregnant on the same day at the same time because that's impossible. I mean,
it's not possible. It's just very, very low odds.
I mean, because the other sisters got pregnant, what,
within
maybe 6 months apart, maybe 3 months.
I mean 3 months.
Yeah. I feel like that would be fantastic to be like, okay, we got pregnant in the same year, let alone the same moment. Like they're being unrealistic with what they want. Then they started carrying, being Karens, and I don't think you should ever be shy to ask a question of a professional, because theoretically this doctor should have been able to be like, well, no, the turkey baster won't work because once it's out of his body, you're going to have to do fast. And then there's no guarantee that you will both get the same amount. There's no guarantee that his swimmers are the same at the beginning and the end. Like, that's not how this works. Like, or does he need to come in you and then 10 minutes later come in you? No, because his sperm count will be down from the first jizz. So the best you could do is he comes in you one night and comes in you the next night. But I mean, that won't be simultaneous.
Like, they could do it. It wouldn't be simultaneous because Christine and Janelle, 2 of their kids are 4 days apart.
Yeah.
4 days. So that is basically twins.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, I think he should have been more. They should have gone to a gynecologist and not a fertility expert, maybe, because this guy apparently knows about in vitro, but not about. Because they seem like, you're right. They just seem like they had sex questions.
Yeah,
like if I swallow his cum,
they were asking like,
like, can I get pregnant that way? Like, it was very like, y'all are being real stupid. Like, that's not how this works. So then
they ask like, if they get IVF, if they'll have a better chance. And then he's like, you would have a better chance, but then we need to consider regulations because you would need to apply for approval because this is not the proper way to use IVF, because IVF is used for women who cannot conceive, and it's medically necessary for them to use this treatment. And I wonder if it has something to do with, like, I don't know if Australia has
we looked it up. They do.
Yeah,
have the universal health care.
It would make sense to be like, well, then you can't pay for it because the government's not going to pay for you to do it just because you want to get pregnant at the same time as your sister. So I don't understand why they aren't trying, like, look into a different country, go to Thailand, go somewhere like that and do it.
If IVF is what you want, I mean, it's kind of like the whole tooth thing. Like, yeah, your dentist said, I'm not removing a healthy tooth. That doesn't mean some whack on the street or in another country won't be like, sure, I don't care. I'm going to get paid regardless.
Why
so
not?
I don't know why we're not just like, we're going to do travel in vitro and go do this.
Yeah, I looked it up. In Turkey, you have to be married. So they couldn't do it in Turkey. But yeah, it seems like you could easily go to someone else and be like, some other country, Thailand, I don't know, Korea, I have no idea, and get it done there.
Mexico has a lot of medical tourism too.
Yeah, go somewhere else. So the women are like literally livid that they would need to apply for this.
Yeah, that's so unfair.
I mean, I guess I understand being upset, but also just fill out the fucking paperwork and see what happens.
Well, and just start raw dogging and see what happens. Like, what?
But I don't think that they want. I don't think that they genuinely, and this is just my opinion, I don't think they genuinely want a baby, because if you genuinely wanted a baby, you would not care if you conceived at the exact same time as your sister if you genuinely wanted this.
I think probably one of them wants a baby.
I think that they want a baby, but they want to experience, and this is another thing, because they said that they want to experience everything at the exact same time as each other, but your babies are going to kick at different times. One of your babies may kick earlier. One of your babies may turn his head down earlier. Like all of the entire pregnancy experience is going to be completely different.
Well, yeah, and then the cravings are weird. Like Misty craved McDonald's French fries with one kid.
Yeah.
So, but not the others. So what are you going to do when one of you wants Arby's and one of you wants Long John's or whatever? You know, like,
yeah.
Are you going to be like, well, no, I can't eat mine because she wants that today? It's like, no, that's.
Or what if one of them gets like, what's it called? Preeclampsia and the other one doesn't. Yeah. Or one of them gets gestational diabetes and the other one doesn't. Like,
yeah. What if one of them has their feet swelling really, really bad and the other doesn't? Are you going to start, well, I have to stop eating so much salt because her feet are swollen. So my feet have to swell. I don't know. Or one of them gets morning sickness and one doesn't. Like, and what are they going to do when these babies are born not looking the same? Because
I don't know how they wouldn't look at least a little identical, though, because it's literally twin mothers and the same father.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like one's not going to have hair and one's not, or one's going to be a boy and
one's going to be a boy and one's going to be a girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean one's going to be 6
I don't think that they ended up having kids. So
I hope not, because this whole thing to me was just, I mean, I do think it's sad. If you want to have a baby, you should be able to have a baby, and there shouldn't be any judgment about it. I agree. Like, as long as you can mentally handle it, which clearly they can't, which is probably why the doctor's like, you need to write a letter. And I'm going to write a letter too and say that this is crazy. Because the first time one of your kids is crying and the one's not, are you going to go slap the other one? This is too much. You cannot control everything to make it all the same. And it seems like if you really want to make it the same, having one kid would be a lot easier.
True. It looks like they end up getting like real dolls.
Oh, that makes sense.
Those little baby dolls.
That's kind of
that'll be fun to watch. So they go home and they basically are crying to their mother about how they can't do IVF at the same time. And their mom is basically like, don't give up. And I'm like, maybe you should be telling them to give up. I don't know. And so they ask for a cup reading and their mom's like, and I'm not trying to be, because their mom can apparently read tea leaves. And she says that she's really good at it, not to brag, basically. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, she's right. And so the mom has them drink, of course, the exact same amount of tea. And then she says she sees balloons for a celebration and the letter C for children. And the cup wants them to do what they're doing.
It doesn't. She says, I see a C, which could be for children. So it's like a C could be this is why I hate psychics. It's like the color red will be for you. It's like, for what? For me? Like, good for me, bad for me? Because then I'm going to see red cars, red balloons.
Right.
Like red wallets, red. I mean, it's too vague. And a celebration could be anything. Like, it's their mom. She'd be like, yeah, in a couple of months you have your birthday.
True. Yeah, because then she does say, like, the cup wants you to do what you're doing right now, but you need to calm the fuck down and have faith that it's all going to work out. And that's what the cup wants.
Does she only read one cup? I can't remember.
She only had one in her hand, at least from when we saw it, but I'm guessing she read them both.
Because that should be an issue for the girls, too, because your cups won't be the same.
I guarantee you their mom knows to read their cups the same.
It'd be like, you both have balloons, you both have C's, but this one says that you're also about.
This one has an A on it, and this one has an ALB on it, and this one has an LAB on it. Yeah, so you guys are all supposed to be with Ben. Wow. I'm like, there's no way. Like, these two need therapy because it drives me insane. It's just too. They do need therapy. And then they showed like. At the end of the episode, they showed like a sizzle reel of what's to come this season. And one of the clips, the only one that I remember, was Anna and Lucy talking about how they don't know if they want to stay with Ben. And I was like, what? So we'll have to see what the drama is there.
I think that makes 100% sense because Ben was telling them about the tooth that they were crazy, that you can't control everything. How is he going to feel when it's like, so we want you to get us pregnant at the same time. So you're going to come in her and then pull out and come in me the rest. And he's going to be like, I'm not, what?
I'm sure he would be like, fuck yeah, I am. Let's do it.
I don't know. I feel
Let's
like
do that every day.
Ben seems slightly more mentally together than the girls. So I feel like at some point, I mean, and maybe they're going to have that conversation. I mean, I don't know Ben's level. Maybe Ben's like, no, I do want kids, but I don't care which one of you gives me kids. But I like, maybe they are going to have that conversation about, well, if I get pregnant with a girl and she has a boy, then we're going to have to kill them both and start over again. It's like,
oh my God.
I mean, maybe he's like, what the heck? Like, I can't do that. I cannot do that with y'all. Because mom seems like she's going to endorse a lot of it, but these two are just insane. They need therapy.
They do need therapy. Because I don't know. Or they just need to give up on, I don't know. I think that exposure therapy to like, I don't know, Naked and Afraid or something, but you guys are not naked and afraid together. You know, like you are just separated and you have to be separated and you have to figure out how to endure separation.
There has to be. They said they got closer after their dad died is when it got so much worse. And it's like, okay, so clearly y'all lost somebody who meant a lot to you in your life. So you cling to each other, which happens. Like, you know, when dad was in the hospital, you and I were super close because we had to be. So it was like, this is what we're doing, right?
You mean we were just together every day? Because I don't think emotionally we were any closer than we are today. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like at some point you also realize, like, but I wouldn't want something that traumatic to happen for us to be that physically close again. So
no,
these girls need to realize that this is part of, I don't know, grief is weird. Like, I've been going through some stuff, so maybe this is just part of their grief process. But
yeah, but how long ago did their dad die? Not that that excuses anything.
No.
I just am curious how long. I don't know, like how long he's been gone that I feel like they were probably always like this. So
they were always slightly
it's been
together.
14 years ago. Whenever this AI overview is saying it. So I don't know what 14 years ago means because this is during the panini. So I'm guessing early 20 teens, right?
So less than 10 years ago, maybe? If like 2020-ish?
No, more than 4. Right. 2020. So maybe, no, he would have died like 2010 or something like that.
So yeah, so about 10 years for them currently where we're watching, maybe.
Yeah.
But that also means that they were probably more separate when their dad died. And then they've had 10 years to build up to this point where it's like, but now we're the same. I don't think that
they ever were, though. I think that maybe they're more obsessive about it now. But I think that they've always done this, and now there's just a spotlight on them. Because now they want different things in life.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm excited to see what ends up happening this season. So next Tuesday, we'll do season 1, episode 5, No Secrets Between Sisters. Anna and Lucy commit to getting pregnant naturally. Brooke inserts herself into Baylee's relationship, and Patrix goes on a date with her sister's help.
Ooh,
exciting.
That sounds like a fun one, actually. I'm ready for that. That sounds fun.
I'm ready for a fun one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Seasoned sisters, when they talk, they take turns. The only thing they share is the tea.